Sallallahu ala Muhammad Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam Sallallahu ala Muhammad Sallallahu alayhi.
So, if you look at the presentation now, as I mentioned to you, change your mindset. Fasting is about Allah and His attributes. It is to cultivate at human level those attributes, those qualities of goodness. Because all qualities, all the names of Allah, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ. All Allah's names and attributes are beautiful. You don't want to be beautiful. You don't want to be handsome. Everyone wants. They are trying extraordinary, but they can, obviously there's limit. But Allah has infinite beauty, and He give you infinite beauty as well, of character and also physically as well, inshallah, in Jannah and also here. So if have this in your mind from the outset. The Sahaba Ikram Rizwanullah alayhim ajma'in, the companions, look at ourselves. They used to prepare for fasting 6 months before the Ramadan. 6 months for Ramadan. What does that mean? We always think about food. We think they're getting food together and storing food in their houses. No, that does not mean food. So actually, it is actually necessary, but that's not what it means. That they used to prepare for 6 months before Ramadan. And someone mentioned to me, yeah, I also started storing food in my house a few months ago. It doesn't mean food storing. It means that actually the 6 months before, they were trying to emulate, they were trying to reflect the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their bodies, in their mind and the heart, so that when the rahmah of Allah and shines and the light of Allah shines in Ramadan, they can absorb that actually. But when is the time of taking the fruit from the tree, you start sowing the seeds at that time. I mean, when the season is that now you should take, apples are ready, this person's garden, apples are ready, this person's garden has apples ready to, they're ripened now to take off, and you come out, yeah, where is my land? I just want to sow some seeds. What will happen? That's what we do with Ramadan. That's the time of reaping, and we start at that time, and then we find it burdened and everything, and we don't know why we are doing it. If a person does not know the overall purpose, they cannot make sense of it, fasting, nor they can be motivated, nor they'll take it serious. They will just take it as a ritual. They will just take it as a burden because they don't know the role. People don't know the role of the 5 pillars of Islam, let aside meaning actually any other matter. Fasting is amongst them. What are the 5 pillars of Islam? Everyone knows. But what is the role? What is the purpose? Very few people know. For example, the first pillar is La ilaha illallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Testification. What is the role of that? This first one. His role is not reading and just reciting. His role is that these 2 kalimas, la ilaha, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh, or one kalima, la ilaha illallah, they are giving you the purpose of life, why you are born, what is your role in this life, why you are born. You're born to eat, drink, live, marry, and die? No, la ilaha illallah. You born, your maqsood, ma'bood, who you have living is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to actually come closer and to seek His pleasure so that you can get all pleasures of dunya and akhirah. And how the second part of kalima, Muhammadur Rasulullah, is saying that this person will show you, his method will show you how to achieve that purpose. Many of us, yes, my purpose is I find a good wife, I find a good husband, I find a good business, I find a good car. No, they are all good things, but they are not the end. They are not the actually ultimate, because they can just flip their side and just vanish in seconds. You don't want to build a house on sand. You don't want to walk on waterway, expecting that people of dunya and dunya will actually give you peace and stability is like walking on water. Who amongst you can walk on water? You will drown. And having a relationship with Allah and His Messenger and on their teaching is like you're walking on a rock. Yes, in the middle of the sea, but the mountain in the middle of the sea is so high, no sea can affect it. Others are actually, so some might say, oh, I'm not drowning, I'm fine. They might 1 mile along, they might drown there, some 2 miles, some 3 miles. You are going to, it's like walking on sand, a very, very frail thing. So, what is the role of the first pillar? It gives you purpose of life. Why I am born? La ilaha illallah, for Allah. How will I achieve Muhammadur Rasulullah, His way? What will I achieve? Everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ. Everything will be for you. In dunya, not. Dunya, if you have everything, you cannot. Let's say you have, I've been to some countries, there are fruits there which we never seen, never heard about. It'll be a new thing for you. So, let's say that one apple have 100 types, mango have 200 types. Imagine about the variety of fruit. If all of the fruits of the world are here, you cannot eat them all. If all of the clothing of the world are here, if all of the cars of the world are here, you cannot ride them. You cannot fly, even if you are plane. This is limited. You are one person. You have limited time. So it is akhirah, that life of us which actually give. So first, the role of the first pillar is this. Okay, purpose of life you have, and the methodology of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam you have, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Salah is now training you to establish a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and avoid bad things as well. Training you how to be obedient. Fasting comes in those, is training you how to cultivate the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the effect of that in you. Look, here that hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ لَمْ يَدَعْ قَوْلَ الزُّورِ وَالْعَمَلَ بِهِ فَلَيْسَ لِلَّهِ حَاجَةً أَنْ يَدَعَ طَعَامَهُ وَشَرَابَهُ. Whoever does not abandon sinful speech and bad action, meaning he does not cultivate the quality of Allah of truthfulness, and in his body as well truthfulness and good traits. Allah said, Prophet ﷺ said, فَلَيْسَ لِلَّهِ حَاجَةً. Allah does not need him to leave eating and drinking. That was never the purpose. The purpose was to cultivate the quality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in you. And if you've not been able to throw away, extract, and leave and strip away lying or immodesty, immorality from you, Prophet ﷺ said, what is the purpose? The fasting has no purpose for that purpose. That person. So you see, the role is very clear. Zakah. What is zakah? Purpose of zakah? Zakah's purpose is not to give 2.5% money of your wealth. That is the means. Zakah is teaching you, you have 100, It teaches you how to utilize that 97.5%. But on 2.5%, it teaches you, trains you. So what do you do with 2.5%? You use on good causes. So it is saying to you, use the other 97.5 also for something lawful. You have had training now. Hajj. What is the purpose of Hajj? Hajj is like it's a journey of lifetime, and you also have a journey from birth to death as well. So make your whole life like Hajj. Make your whole life like Umrah. It's an example of whole life you should live. That you are, what does Haji do? What does a person? They are seeking to go to the house of Allah, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So your life should be also, you are that always in your mind that I want to reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to reach Him, I have to strip, like the men wear the ihram, they take their other clothes off, which are representative of shaitani clothes or qualities, and put the white, the beauty, libas of taqwa. And go towards the house of Allah, labbaik, and then you go around. That tells you that your life should revolve around Allah Jalla Majduhu. When you go to the Prophet al-Islam, it means that you are taking steps towards his obedience, his way and methodology. So